Hi, this is Johnny Parker with Allotmenty, and this is the first week in August, and this is my quick allotment tour for the beginning of August, so we can see where everything's up to. We've had quite a lot of rain in July, and it's showing that everything has grown like crazy. These are the peas, and picked a few of them already. I suppose I should have put them up on raspberry canes or something to support them, but they seem to be doing okay, just sprawled around, and I must admit they're really nice. I did try just eating a few the other day. They're really lovely, so they're mega like tasty and soft and juicy. You can see the amount of juice that's coming out of them. I'll just have a go at that. Oh. When I was a kid, I used to pinch my dad's peas and eat them raw. It must be pretty good for you, I think. But these are so nice, you can just eat them raw. Yeah, they're really kind of nice and... Oh, drop one. That's a waste. Yeah, peas have done really well. Onions have grown like crazy. These are the turbo ones, are planted back in I think it was February. It was February or March, and you know, that's not the biggest one by any means. We've got a show coming up this week, and I might just put a couple of them in for the show. You see they're starting to fall over now, so you know, that means it's time to pick them. A couple of them did start to go to seed, and I whizzed them out. The broad beans are finished now. They all got a bit sort of diseased, but I did get quite a lot of beans out of them. The rhubarb has come on really well. I've not picked any of it because I'd split it earlier in the season in the springtime, and I've just left it to like establish itself, and it seems to be well established, so next year I'll have a good crop of rhubarb there. I have to find something to do with it apart from eat it. These raspberries are getting well overgrown with bindweed. I mean, it looks pretty, but it's a bloody nuisance. And got the odd nice raspberry there, which again, I don't know, gotta have some perks, haven't you? So if I get time, I'll try and clear some of that off. The Lady Crystal, her first earlies are sort of well kind of gone now. I've dug up the first row and I've planted in some fine French beans in the space. They haven't come up yet. I only planted them just over a week ago. I've got what looks like a rogue spud growing there. Might have to have a dig at that and see what it is. My cucumbers are putting on a bit of growth now, and I've put some raspberry canes in there for them to grow up on top of the old step ladder. There's a few flowers in there, so you know, these are an outdoor variety, so hopefully we'll get some cucumbers off them before long. My temporary fix to the greenhouse roof is coming on. Okay, it's managing to hold itself together. I put a big strip of rope over the top of it to stop it billowing too much, but it still seems to be billowing. It's really difficult to keep it tight. And my toms inside the greenhouse are kind of coming on leaps and bounds now. Got some fruit. They're a little bit behind pretty much everybody's on the allotments because I was late putting them in. But that means I'll probably have some toms when everybody else's is finished. I've started to cure my onions in here. This old sort of frame is coming quite handy for that. Now I've got the greenhouse up and running. I'm going to sow some. I sowed some rockets, some wild rockets in there, and this one is basil, which is coming up. Don't know why it's just on one side of the thing, but you know. These are mixed leaves, Suffolk Punch, no sign of them yet. So Got a first pull of runner beans, which look really tasty. I'm doing my best not to leave them to go too long this year because I just hate them when they're stringy. So if I pull them a bit earlier, they should be nice and juicy and stringless, hopefully. I tried putting a bag of comfrey in the sort of tea bag of comfrey in there. It's kind of rotted down a little bit now, so I'm not too sure how effective that is, but I'll put a bit of it on the toms and they seem to be doing well with it. I need to try and get some of these runners that are coming off the strawberries, try and put a pot or two under them. The main cross buds looking good, and squash planted in with me sweet corn over there has just turned into a complete triffid and is off on one, and I think you can see there's some starting to grow down there. There's some bigger ones around here. We've had so much rain lately that I think it's really come on a treat. And this is sort of three sisters with the squash, and I've got some French beans hiding in here somewhere. There they are. They were pretty late going in, so there's just the odd pod in them. And I don't know what's going on with these sweet corn. I mean, they just seem to have exploded on the top. I mean, there's that one. That one's going the same way, and this one's all sort of grown out of its pod. I don't really know what's going on with them. I've got some, like, you know, normal looking corns there, ears or whatever you call them, I can't remember now. There's more squash growing in there. So these have all come on really well. I'm afraid the cabbage whites have got in on me, the cauliflowers, and eaten them to death. So a bit of a disaster then. I don't know if I'll bother with them next year. But the runner beans are coming on well. These French beans, the sort of dwarf ones, are kind of a bit too close to the ground for the slugs, really. Probably next year I'll grow some taller traditional ones. But the runner beans are coming on well now after a bit of a slow start. And I've got another squash growing in here. It's not quite as big as the other one. This one didn't have any manure, although it's got a decent sized squash growing in there. But it's putting on a bit of speed now. And this one down here's, you know, these haven't had any fertiliser or horse muck or anything in them, so they're not doing quite as well as the ones in the corn. These need weeding in here. I've got sprouts and broccoli growing in here, and as you can see, there's a fair few weeds. I did that one on the far side before I went on holiday last week, and that's okay. I've got some onions planted close together here for pickling, and they're ready to pull now, so I think I'll get those out. I'm quite pleased with everything for the first year. It's done really well. The big disappointment has been the fruit trees, which the pigeons ravaged. I've just got one apple left, one solitary apple. No doubt that's going to disappear before it's ripe. But I think for the first year it's not too bad, really. I'll have more time and know what I'm doing better for the next season. I'll be able to put a bit of work in over the winter to get stuff ready. So I'm really pleased with the progress so far. And I've already started to get some produce out of the plot, which is what it's all about. So this is Johnny Parker with an August allotment tea update, and I'll see you for the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the little bell, and thanks for watching. See you now.